Greetings everyone, we are back with more Disco Elysium. Art Cop from coast to coast, or at least we will be once the drawbridge is opened. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and rest for the evening. This is night 2. Now, just to warn you all, at some point, we're probably gonna have to ditch Lonesome Long Way Home and Volumetric Shit Compressor. Maybe even a Fairweather or 15th Indo Tribe, but we'll get there when we get there. So hopefully you're not too attached to either of those.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
Go crash.
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bud. Waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
Why am I not cooperating?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot because of the pain.
That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage.
Oh, damn.
Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
It's all the system's fault. The system failed me.
Yes, your body is a system, and it's failing you because you're failing it.
Wait, wasn't this the express to fuck all, Burrow? I'm an artist and liver damage is my art. These are my just asserts. I will endure this pain with dignity. No, we are Art Cop.
Oh yeah, baby. Frame your suffering as a masterpiece. Only one problem. No one's watching. It's boring, buddy. Boring as damn. You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Get me out of here back to the other place, Sweet Oblivion. I will. I'm looking at the people all the time. I like them. Human beings will always betray. This is a little bit too nihilistic. No. I love my audience as a superstar art cop.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
Some of them.
Some of them. Some of them are nice. Others are scared. At least they're interesting. Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their ears, full of secrets.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Put on your prettiest face for the masses.
Hell yeah, that's what superstars do, baby. Open your eyes. Alright, day 3. Anything new with you, Lena?
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Who are you people?
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
Oh, I hope these aren't my superiors.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Hold on, you're a patrol officer of the RCM.
Yes, I am.
I'm on a murder investigation. Are you the cavalry?
I'm definitely not the cavalry.
I am also an officer of the law.
I know.
Here's the real deal.
It's hard to tell whether he's sarcastic or sincere, but if you had to guess, you would say the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
Is everything alright? Why don't you want to talk?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
I'm a deeply flawed individual, but I bring joy to the world.
Do you now?
She asks, narrowing her eyes. After a moment, she shakes her head.
Something changes in her. It's pity. Pity comes over her.
No, excuse me, folks. Damn allergies.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
You start. Why are you here?
What does one talk about with a fellow officer?
What precinct are you from?
What precinct?
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
The sunglasses wearing man pushes through his teeth.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
You're the police, right? Cool. So am I.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith.
Wait, is he police?
Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig.
Oh, I recognize the name Judith. Ah, Slumberjane. Hello, Christine. How are you? How's your day treating you? I missed you tons. Glad to see you around. You get to watch me play the superstar art critic amnesiac cop. In fact, the two people I'm talking to right now, I recognize the name Judith. They're from my home precinct, so they're probably here to like confirm whether or not I have in fact lost all of the marbles.
Okay.
What are you, the police? What are you, the police, doing here? Yeah, I'm already here, and Kim, the police is already present. Rough day, looking for a little companionship. I'm glad you're streaming today. Aw, I'm so sorry you're having a rough day, but listen, I always got you. And you don't have to wait for me to stream, just holla whenever you need me.
I'm just looking out for...
Who are you looking out for? I don't like that they're describing her as horse-faced woman. Horse, as the animal. Her name is Judith.
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. You are.
A policewoman.
Yes. A policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
She says quietly and looks away. Alright, bye. Don't mind me wearing my armored boots and mesh shirt.
You look like shit.
Your ruffled face reflects in a man's sunglasses.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
You can't leave it like that. Spin it on its head. Engage caps lock.
I look like a burning sun.
What?
In case you don't know the game, Christine, basically you play as a cop that has gone on such a bender that you give yourself retrograde amnesia. And while you're trying to do your job and solve a murder case, you can basically reinvent yourself. As you find out more about the world and little tidbits about yourself. I have chosen to reinvent myself as a super cool, superstar, artsy cop.
Push it more. Harder. Be more intelligent.
That's really fun and sounds a bit challenging. You know what? It's challenging in the sense that, like, this is a really fucking phenomenal game. It's hilarious, but it gets really real. So, like, a very unreliable and oh my gosh, the most unreliable. And, like, I mean, you keep hearing these little voices talk, like, conceptualization. Those are basically your stats, and they all kind of have their own personalities and will chime in. So, you'll have, like, conceptualization, drama, and Inland Empire telling you some really crazy shit, and then, like, rhetoric and logic coming in and being like, no, you dingleberry, don't do that, that's crazy. I mean the likeness of the holy sun in the sky. I look like it.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
It's not just this week. What you want?
There's something about this guy that matches with a face in your head. A similar but different face.
I need to know why you're wearing sunglasses indoors, my man. I'm wearing sunglasses indoors, but I'm a special case.
He might be wearing a disguise.
Cool shades. Are you wearing a disguise?
Yes, it's a hobby of mine.
He looks at you inquisitively.
As if waiting for some kind of reaction or response. Something to click. It's not happening though.
Kim, who is this guy?
I'm not getting involved in this.
Come on, Kim.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them.
Got some questions for you. I'm a cop.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
Like a megastar, obviously.
Yes, a superstar cop. Of course.
I'm consistent in my branding.
He didn't answer your question.
Now will you answer some questions for me?
No,
Why not?
because it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging?
If you don't want to answer questions, maybe when I hear me say things. Actually, I don't want to hear you say anything.
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things. I want to hear you say things.
Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one.
This game.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
Okay, I'm doing this investigation, and it turns out he was shot and hanged.
You think he was hanged as a cover-up? To hide the shooting?
Basically, yes.
Okay, well,
Why am I telling you this?
I don't know. Why are you?
Who knows why we do the things we do? Somehow, bouncing those ideas off the man with sunglasses felt calming, like you've done it before.
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more?
Let's talk about the hanged man again.
Okay, why not? Let's do the old thing over again.
A man is hanged.
So, do you know who hanged him?
Not yet.
I can see that.
Alright,
Don't know?
that just
my
repeats.
God, there's more. Watch out for you.
Alright, I gotta equip my stat boosting clothes, and then we're gonna try a check. Everything in this game is basically visual calculus drama. What am I doing? Inland Empire. Basically the game runs off dice checks, so it's very TTRPG like. Dick Mullen's hat. Logic, composure, savoir-faire. Alright, we'll try this check. I don't have anything else to up my esprit de corps.
You know
Hey.
what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Tell me the truth. Tell me truly. Do you know me from somewhere?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Well, I mean, I'm a superstar. That doesn't super narrow it down.
Another life.
From where? From another life?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
41st, baby. Jamrock.
Okay, okay. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere.
He gives you a long, meaningful look and adds,
Somewhere good.
let's talk more about that hypothetical Station 41. Oh, the hypothetical 4-1. Yeah, let's fantasize about that. He blinks aggressively. I'm not busy. You're not busy. Let's just play around. So what would our relationship be in this alternate universe?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
Kim's cooler than you. You seem like a cool guy. I'd love to have you as my partner.
Would you now? Or would I be cramping your style? Never mind, partner.
Actually, I should have called you my partner. Kim's my partner. He's going to know. No, you wouldn't cramp my style at all. You seem cool so far. You're also a fellow Shades and Door person.
Okay. How about you stop wasting my time and get on with whatever you were doing then?
Do you have a crime to solve? Oh no, no, no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been a privilege seeing you work.
This isn't Albin.
She says, shaking her head and looking at the man with sunglasses disapprovingly. Who else is in our imaginary police station?
You're not going to believe this, but police officers.
Don't fuck with me, man. Don't do that to me.
Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock.
Well, it's not 2 o'clock yet.
Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lung.
Who is the 4 outside of Lug? Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. He winks at you sarcastically. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you. Can you tell me more about him? Or her?
Not even a little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
But it could be. If I was, none of us would know.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by the sunglassed man. Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
I can't imagine it anymore.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
His gray eyes suddenly flash above the glass frames. They feel sad.
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
Alright then, see you around.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
Super weird.
There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still,
I was thinking the same thing. We should just ask him outright.
yes, just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though.
We had the hypothetical conversation.
I can't believe this shit.
Let's seal the deal. Look, are we from the same station?
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that.
Okay.
Say, okay.
Jean, he said okay. Give it a rest.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again.
You're leading me down some wrong paths here, Esprit de Corps. Why can't you be more like Inland Empire or Drama? Those two have never steered me wrong.
Was that? Calder Mama Dakwa? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
The Koldo Mavadakwa is a cryptid we learned about from the kind lady in the chair. We're about to become, you know, cryptid believers.
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans. What you're hearing must just be a regular bird.
Logic, I'm not a regular ass human, I'm a superstar. I'm already a cryptid believer, so that tracks. I love you, Christine. Wait, Kim, do you hear a high-pitched noise?
No, I don't hear the Koldo Mamadakwa, and neither do you.
This is some bullshit, Kim. You were not around for the Koldo Mamadakwa conversation. You were off taking the body to the station.
Of course he doesn't. He's deaf.
Listen closely first.
There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species.
Keep listening.
It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you.
Move your head toward the sound.
Oh no. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets.
No, come back, please.
Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
I don't have the space now to internalize that thought, but soon enough. Oh gosh, the Fairweather T500 one is long. Alright, well, the drawbridge is open. I put some points into empathy. Can I talk to you?
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
Alright, don't say it like that. So, this is Tommy. He is a poet. We were buddies once, but now we are no longer friends because I made him narc on a criminal friend of his because I ran out my other leads. So now he's upsetty spaghetti at me. Understandably so.
Ease into it.
You really are the law, aren't you?
Maybe the...
Alright. Maybe we can pry that information out of him later when we dump some more points into empathy. Have they not fixed the canal? I'm gonna save just in case this kills me.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque.
Pull the lever up. Close the water lock. Hey! You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the middle connects again, the contact pins. You hear a lot of clunk. Then,
The water lock starts moving.
Alright, we can go to the coast now. Expect rugged terrain and drags. And if you wanted to forge that document for Evrard, now you can.
to infinity and beyond. The radio relay hums with electricity. Traffic beyond the gate, more abandoned motor lorries. The sign says no entry. Someone scribbled an inverted star on it. Oh no. A cult. A breaker box to power the radio pylon above you. Decades-old concrete defenses. Children play on them now. Someone has broken down the fence and the barbed wire. The swing is missing. No one's been here for a long time. Glory, says the Graffitoad to the ghosts of us. I gotta collect all the pocket change I can get, because I gotta pay my rent at the hotel for the evening. Someone has left their music collection beneath the tarpaulin.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere. Yet someone used to live here, laugh here. Thought it was a good idea to build a swing, even.
What happened here?
In this yard?
The lieutenant looks at the small building. A flock of gray swallows takes off in the distance.
He's assessing the situation. How long ago was it abandoned?
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscure for cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago.
Wait, what's a block obscure?
A black bloc. A part of the city left unrenovated after the war. Or one that has fallen to gang violence. Or has become inhospitable in some other way.
On aerial photos, block obscures look like dark squares, hence their name.
So this part of the coast is a block obscure?
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drums. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house.
Maybe they left something useful behind.
Yes, for you to pick up as part of the Jamrock Shuffle.
So when they talk about the Jamrock Shuffle, that's kind of a metagame. He describes the Jamrock Shuffle as a weird way of basically walking to check every nook and cranny and checking every container, which I think is very amusing, and that like it's recognized as an in-game thing and not a meta thing.
It's not meant as nagging, just an observation.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban hinterland, at least in this phase of the investigation.
Man, isn't urban hinterland an oxymoron? Smallest church in Saisons. This is the sad, sad song I have to sing at karaoke. This foray paid off, Kim. I don't want to hear you doubting me again. There's a boat tucked away underneath the tarpaulin cover. Through the broken glass, dusty shelves, and a forgotten chair. Let's check inside this little shack. That's an ominous chair. Postcard, Coal City. Bow knot. +2 drama. Where does the bow knot go? Oh, it replaces my horrible necktie. Hell yeah. Alright, let's do the logic shirt to offset the blow to my logic from my other shit. But alright, yeah, we'll take the bow knot instead of the horrible tie. My tie does talk to me, so we'll see if the bow talks to me. If it doesn't, then we'll ditch it. You see a dark red chair in the dim light of the room.
It's only a red chair. Just a red chair in an empty shack. with what looked like a dusty bow tie on the shelf. Nothing to see here, right?
Hey Kim, where are we?
In someone's abandoned shack. On the coast. In Martinez. In Ravachol.
He looks at you.
He's afraid you've forgotten suddenly.
What's with the red chair?
Nothing. It's just a piece of furniture.
He looks at the chair gathering dust.
Red paint is peeling off it. Looks like blood, no?
What's with the red bow tie?
It's just a piece of clothing you've picked up. You do that, officer. You collect clothes sometimes.
I do collect a lot of clothes.
He sounds a little worried. It's an odd habit.
It's not that odd. Well, it's probably the least odd thing I do.
You took me up for that shit? You fucking idiot! Put the horrific necktie back on immediately, or you will miss out on the final showdown. This is your last warning. Put me back on.
Yes, agreed. You should never take your necktie off. Ever.
I'm gonna put it back on. Not because I feel threatened, but because the bow tie did not make a case for itself. And Inland Empire and the necktie have yet to steer me wrong, so... I mean, besides Kim, this necktie is probably the closest thing I have to a friend.
Great news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position.
Wait, what would I be doing under there?
I don't know. Sleeping? What do people do under boats? This is merely a measurement from your visual cortex. Do with it what you want.
Great news, I found somewhere new to sleep.
Huh?
I said great news, I found somewhere to sleep. Point at the boat. Under this boat here, it'll be free.
Sarcastic self-pity is not what we need at this moment, officer. I understand the situation looks grim, but we must continue with our investigation.
Think of it as a salvation. You have a home somewhere. All cops do. When this is done, you can return.
I don't know that I have one. Footprints in the snow, they lead away from the accident. Seems the walker was either very confused or drunk out of his mind. Someone seems to have crashed a cop car here on the coast. I can't imagine who it would be. A bottle drained of all its booze is frozen to the ice.
This is it. The scene of the party. The fire pit. Cigarettes and empty bottles all evidence it.
Hold up. Don't you mean scene of the crime?
Not as such. I'm talking about what came after the party scene.
It does sure look like a lot of folks partied here.
Looks like they were here a while. Judging from all the bottles, the sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point. Like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain.
Hey Kim, looks like we've had a couple of partygoers here.
Looks like it.
Looks like they had a great time laughing here. This was some kind of theater to them, a circus production by a great clown.
Hey, let's keep moving, detective.
Somehow, doesn't want to do anything.
Banged up fuel canister.
A banged up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It must be cold and lonely down there, in the icy water.
It must be cold and lonely. Oh, a carriage in the sea. Where did this come from? Jen, hello! Thank you so much for stopping by. How are you doing? I hope the day's treating you well. We're still going with some Disco Elysium. We're about to face the consequences of our actions.
My guess is it started its journey from the plaza, where it backed through the fence.
Let's investigate it.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water.
I'm great. Just working. This game is fun. Awesome. I hope work is going well. And yeah, this is a blast. Disco Elysium is definitely like probably one of my top 5 favorite RPGs.
Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea.
Statistically speaking, there is a lot of sea and a lot of motor carriages. At one point, they are bound to intersect. That's not incorrect. Run your hand over the cold metal.
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists.
What is the make of this motor carriage? Can I see a logo?
The logo is too deep in murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by.
How long has it been here?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
The estimate is correct. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening.
Well, well, well. Looks like Jacob Ur's journey came to an abrupt end here. What the fuck is Jacob Ur?
Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Yet another case of the engine displacement triumphing over the driver's IQ.
Yes, yes. Clearly, this is a triumph. I'd say the vehicle has been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
What should we do?
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The joyrider must have left something good inside. Guns, papers, maybe a cool jacket. A joyrider jacket.
What is low tide? Do I know when low tide is?
A joyrider jacket. You feel a strange connection to this joyrider. Maybe he's from some kind of joyriders district and likes blue and white racing livery, like a cop would.
We all know this is my car, son of a bitch. How long will it take for the low tide to come in?
I don't know. An hour or 2 tops?
Alright, we'll be back at 10. Sit on the swing and wait for the tide to recede. Can we read our cases while we wait?
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent.
Those swings weren't that close before.
Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Hold on. It looks very blue.
Yes, yes, it does.
Whistle a tune.
The tune on your lips forms a strange yet undeniably beautiful contrast with the surrounding bleakness. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance, then, still looking straight ahead, he joins you with a higher pitched and slightly more melodic trill. 2 birds on a wire, whistling by the seaside, looking at the water and the sunken car.
Kim and I are friends. He wouldn't admit it, but we're friends.
The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
Would you rather sit on an anthill for an hour or stand in a river of leeches?
Well, historically, leeches have been used to prevent and even cure many ailments.
Kim, you're such a nerd.
Okay, he's thinking, I can do this. Let's do this. Who'd want to sit on an anthill? There are no therapeutic benefits to... Well, napalm ants, for example, are used in some rites of passage rituals. Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
If you have to side with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose?
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
But if someone put a gun to your head and had you choose?
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Can you make out the mark now?
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Capri, Model 14.
His eyes turn to you.
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, animal control people, you know, those kinds of people.
Feds. This game is super pretty. It does look really good. Especially like for an isometric. I really love, and I love the style, like both the in-game engine and also just the portrait style. I am not the art cop, so I don't have anything super poignant to say about it, but I enjoy it. Squint your eyes and say, is that a number on the side?
Yes, 41. What do you think it
Ah, son of a bitch, it is my car. I hope the other two capos following me haven't figured out that I crashed my car on the other side of the damn coast.
It's as if he knows what it stands for, but wants you to say it. It's pedagogical. Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle?
41 is his rank in the underground street racing hierarchy. Small fish, this one. 41, huh? This street racer is quite the ladies' man. This must be Tommy 41, the morning host of FM 41. Looks like the factory made a mistake and accidentally called this one Capri 41. Stupid factory. I hate guessing. District something. A precinct. Something municipal. Oh god, no. I'm gonna lose my shit. Do we play it straight? Or do we keep playing dumb? No. Listen, we gotta level with Kim. Is it some kind of district?
A precinct, yes. A police precinct. Precinct 41. Your precinct.
A massive pit opens up in the stomach. The most terrible feeling comes over. No. Just no.
Nope.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this.
No, I mean seriously, it's just a coincidence.
The lieutenant just shakes his head.
Oh my god, it's mine. I drove my car into the sea.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you drove your police motor carriage into this sea. You jumped across the canal.
Oof. Okay. Maybe I was in hot pursuit.
Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk.
I can still fix it.
That is very unlikely. All the electrics are toast.
Ah.
For the electromagnetic steering and brake systems as well.
Oh, jeepers.
You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few months, there will be nothing but rust left of this vehicle. It'll be cheaper to buy a new one.
Oh god.
Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this.
I don't have that kind of money. Not yet.
Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition to my Kimura.
This was 20% of the station's vehicular budget.
How do we get it out?
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
So it's just gonna be there like that?
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off.
Things were going so well. We were just whistling merrily.
You can still whistle. Besides, the night is always darkest before the dawn.
The badge, the gun, and now this.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There is also a 4th thing you've lost.
My mind? What's the 4th thing?
More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever into the deepest of seas.
They're not gonna take me back after this, are they?
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
Well, at least I can see what's in there now.
Yes. Let's go take a look.
Find the traffic hooligan. 'Twas I. I was the traffic hooligan all along. Alright, well, we can open up a slot and start internalizing our cryptid thing. RCM Commander's jacket. I'm a commander? Why do I have that jacket? Well, I found my badge. Esprit du corps, visual calculus. Yeah, I mean, we're not doing any shivers checks yet. Let's check out our badge. Thick blue piece of acrylic covering a thin leaf of paper with the officer's name and rank on it. Next to the writing, you see a man stare back at you. A younger version of you. Already disintegrating on the inside, but still presentable to the public. RCM badge. LTN 2JFR Dubois. Interact.
Police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
Found my badge.
At least something good came out of all this.
Study the badge.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-gray eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge. Good choice. A newer photo would look different.
How old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
And he's winking. Why?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name Harrier Dubois.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
What kind of name is Harrier?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times. Like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
Ironhide would have been cooler.
A name like armor.
But I don't want to be Harrier Dubois. Don't accept the name. We need a new name. A superstar name.
Why? It's a cool name. I like it. Besides, you're Harry anyway. No one's ever called Harrier.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not. The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
Rank Lieutenant, but I don't know what the 2JFR is for.
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
What is a Lieutenant W Freighter?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And W Freighter?
The title of Le Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're W Freighter.
Declined?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want this to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant.
Heavy duty case solving machine.
Ah, I must have declined because I would have been a desk jockey then, not out on the field solving cases. What's a décomptage?
Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the
Ciao, que la vaya bien.
militia. It means counting down to 2.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution, which in turn was developed by last century experimental psychologists in the University of Königstein.
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks.
I have plenty of kinks, Kim.
Kinks like satellite officers and the additionally freighter rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
Wait, satellite officers?
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
So you've been putting up with all my bullshit because I'm your superior?
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work.
You're too nice to me, Kim.
It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
I thought my rank was drunk. Well, that was nice. Right, Kim is a nice dude. He has really been putting up with a lot. Like, thankfully, as much as I adore you, Christine, I'm glad you came in when I was doing, like, somewhat competent police work. You didn't have to see, like, the shit we had to go through to try and get a body down from a tree. Because that was a time and a half. I thought my rank was drunk.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past. And this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
I'm afraid there aren't. Thanks. That gives me hope.
Good.
I turned back to the document.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads.
Serial. Alright, I know the Rev is for Revachol. I don't know what the 126205 is. That must be the date of issue. And I know Jam 41 is for the 41 Jamrock Precinct. So what's the serial about?
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
The numbers are not there for good measure. They have an administrative purpose. One that's unfortunately been erased from your memory.
And then date of issue, November 7th of 50.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant WF Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes.
Hey, listen. Better is the best we can hope for sometimes.
A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you, of that you are sure.
I remember that time! The tie around your neck feels tight suddenly. That was a good time! We had a good work-drink balance going! What happened, man? Pump it up!
You tell me what happened, horrific necktie. Fuck if I know. Alright, Precinct 41.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41, like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
What? What is it?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiayeva. Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names for your decomptage flash in your forebrain. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him, ask yourself. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Put the badge away. While we're doing police work, let's look at the bullet.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCN stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
Feel the bullet through the bag.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
What do I do with you, bullet?
What?
I said, what do I do with you, bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Inspect the bullet closelier.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
It's a jacket bullet close to 5 millimeter in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader, like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be any time soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Alright, legendary hand-eye coordination. Let's go.
A rifle
Oh, legend.
Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
What's the make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacture. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theatre of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Is anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Belmargrave rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
I think I know where this came from. Dangled the bag thoughtfully.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Belmargrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Revachol, really.
Why not?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Makes you consider every shot. I dig it.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
Have well-armed jamrock bangers started crossing into Martinez? Seems we're looking for an antiques enthusiast.
Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself.
The bullet has nothing more to say. The smallest church in Saison.
There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player or portal-reel at hand. But even just holding the tape makes you feel a little sad. A pawn shop would have a tape player.
We'll see how much money we have left over. After paying our rent. The underside of the boat has recently been tarred. Quick travel. Oh, there's quick travel in this game? The white curtains have been drawn shut, no looking in. You see dust-covered linens, dried tulips on a bed. Insulary trousers. Sounds of life in the north, a washboard scrubs filth from fabric. Cinder blocks charred, a makeshift fire pit with magazines for lighting. The bushes are too thick and thorny to pass through. A wedding stone, well worn and covered with dust. Construction material. Whoever planned to build this house left in a hurry. Hard to see the details. The colors, all warm and welcoming, are cozy enough. A flower trough where nothing really grows. Maybe in spring. The street sign is illegible beyond the graffito. Below the graffito, excuse me. It's locked tight. You can't see into the house from this angle. What are these doing in the fish? This boat is floating freely in the water, unmoored. The ladder leads to a school of fish swimming in kelp. Alright, we might be able to hit our rent for the evening. Operative word being might.
A drop in temperature, an easy flow there. An empty street before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What did the smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware. His boyfriend is on his way home. He brings tins of meat and vegetables with him. Their pockets are heavy with money, but only slightly.
What about the bus stop?
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
And what about the road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade.
That's enough.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair. Fairweather T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
Alright, that's for like our little Terminator armor, but we're probably end up gonna ditch that when we have something else. I'm still wearing my mustard pants because I don't really have any better pants. I not go that way? Okay. The water runs from the west, the source is upstream. Rust Eden letters read Mazout. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. Go back, I had a thought. That's a Noland Vinct sink, an unsuccessful model. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. A dead phone, a smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. You feel the shadow of the very large building fall on you. The sign reads St. Brun, 1147. I think I missed it earlier. What case are you guys trying to solve? Somebody murdered a mercenary. We're pretty sure it's these, like, shady union guys, but we don't have enough evidence to, like, you know, make a formal arrest. But I mean, we've also picked up side cases. So, like, that's the big, huge case, but then we also have, like, a lot of other bullshit we have to do on the side. Ooh. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The chain trails off into the ocean to who knows where. This barrel has been recently discarded. It smells of fuel oil. We found a bunker.
Worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
What is this thing anyway?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
Probably something that is no longer there.
Alright, we'll come back. Maybe if we can boost our interfacing to try and make that check. I'm just exploring as much of the coast as I can. Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. A rusted broken control box for the radio relay tower. The ladder is too rusty to climb. Ooh, scented scarf. Tiny inlet stair off into the distance. The boardwalk rises to your south. It casts a long shadow over you. White polo shirt. I have an entire heckin' wardrobe now. And almost the money for tonight's rent. Bars cover these long, dusty windows. The fence blocks the path, no way on from here.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Khan Hylostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Cobb and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Wait, what was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his Verm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Verms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant Verms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why? Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes to shield himself from the freezing snow. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics movement.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Wait, what's an R&D department?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore.
He smiles brightly. Laugh lines around his eyes.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Maya Kalpa, you are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He had just his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced. What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Humpty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center?
Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, what?
He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Yost?
Okay, the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center. Paul Ockerman, Keith and Guy Juiced. What are you talking about?
The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Turn to the lieutenant. Kim, is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not. The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
DRCM should get some of those.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. So they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of volumetric shit compressor. And we're gonna take Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center. Wait, the Feld playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All three versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
He means they all got shot in the head because they were bourgeois. Now, do you know what the bourgeois is? No, this is a charming interaction. I'm not gonna fuck it up. Tape computers, right?
Tape computers.
What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Decret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year '02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album Bombecer d'Insolent. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in Worms to be paying any attention.
You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the
to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before it felt right. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
I wanted to ask something else.
But of course, what else? Sure, what's on your mind?
Don't want to hear about the Feld building, just exhausting dialogue. You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling. No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Could I have some of that unimportant money that... listen, we have no shame. We are a superstar.
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms. I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out?
By the way, do you work out?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
Lo Mantang stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from the island of Lo Mantang. It uses slender wooden sticks for confronting the opponent.
A form of martial arts from the Isle of Lomantang, right?
Actually, a great many cultures have their own version of stick fighting, such as the sacred Mabolo tradition of the Hari, a name deriving from the butterfruit tree traditionally used for crafting the long, slender sticks, whereas the sticks used in other cultures...
You doze off as he paints you a comprehensive picture of the history of stick fighting among mankind, seasoning it with unexpected pop culture references. Man, he's good at speaking. People must love him.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying?
Not really interested in the prag. Don't really remember what I was saying.
Then I guess everything got said, right?
Thanks for the info.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Let's see. Oh, we have 30 minutes for the Wompty Womp Center. I think I can read one of my case files. Yeah, let's go through one of our case files.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board. With the permanent
Let's try opening the compartment again.
It's barely helped to just relax. The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee, slowly. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just even.
Slide the drawer open.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Pick up the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Smell it first.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored, a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says Tutti Frutti.
Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy. But it will make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Hold on to it. Read the card, damn it.
Your hands time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Keep reading. Oh no.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always come back to it.
I'm here for the soul melting voice. Hello, Kurt. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. How are you doing? You came in at a sad part. We're apparently reading a love note from like 30 years back. Well, I did tell Garth that I had a vast soul. Keep reading.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Fall sideways. Okay, you better catch me. He didn't catch me. Motherfucker. Did I die?
There is nothing. Again.
Nothing?
Nothing, sad brother. No treachery. Just blackout.
Just lie there passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's basal ganglia?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
You know what I'm talking about, ancient reptilian brain. Don't fuck with me.
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yo, let me tell you, limbic system is a little bitch. No, I was cool. I'm cool.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow.
Oh, damn. I got banished to the Shadow Realm. I don't even remember losing that Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel.
Because it's always there.
Was that the X something? The...
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
By a card face down, quick. No, it was beautiful. I'm gonna cast Denial, face up in attack mode.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
My name appears to be Harry. It's Harrier, actually, but everyone just calls me the officer. I'm a blue-eyes white dragon, this bish. Automod. Motherfucker. Why do I keep going... I'm so used to, like, other games losing their shit when I, like, move the cursor into studio mode to fix shit, but this game doesn't. And out of reflex, I always go to break screen. Alright?
Your name is fuck all.
I mean, it's better than Harry.
It certainly ain't Harry.
Then what is it?
Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
What evil apes? There was something about a bow collector, too.
Yeah, man. What was that about?
You tell me. Enough. Just lie there, motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecule? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What is it? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
To the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuraga's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Oh shit, you did die.
Water.
I'll drink some water. Listen, if Velvet's not gonna drink water in meat space, Harry has to drink it in cyberspace.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Listen. I'm drinking. I don't have water, but I am drinking my people's brown sugar treat with milk. So. Thank you for redeeming the hydration, though, Kurt. Alright, we'll drink more. Coffee? No, oh gosh. So it's called agua panela, and it's basically like these chunks of, like, what the hell? Sugarcane, like solidified sugarcane, basically like big clumps of brown sugar that you boil into a tea. But like you can drink it hot, you can drink it with lemon, you can drink it with milk, you can drink it by itself. Sometimes you mix it with coffee, so the coffee tastes a little less bitter.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you the same.
You were
It is really good.
paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
That's a long way to carry me, Kim. You're a trooper.
10 minutes, maybe.
I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant.
That does sometimes happen.
Item gained, Ledger of Failure and Hatred.
He replies with such understanding. It's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case.
Good.
Oh, I still have like 15 minutes. Oh no, just 10 minutes for the bow collector. White Morning. Oh no, I think I think I can later learn the bow collector to figure out like more shit from my past, but I don't know that I want to do that. Wait, I can fast travel. Knick-knack stand. I thought I could fast travel. The game lied to me. It told me I had a fast travel point, and then it won't let me. Well, on the bright side, now we have enough rent for the evening, so... Nah, yeah, nah. We walking. We gotta walk it off. We can come here to this shifty ass village.
Hi, officer.
A woman in a raincoat stands on the quay, considering an overturned boat. A sword in the scabbard hangs from her hip.
Anything I can help you with?
That depends. Where are we exactly?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Illisible.
Why is that?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
The wind rattles her earrings. I've got questions. The first is, what's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions, and that was actually the second one.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Nice sword. Does it come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
Hold on. Do you know how to use it?
Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
It is imposing. Love a woman with a sword.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Figures, typical patriarchal nonsense. Masculinosity. I'm a firm feminist in this universe.
Sure. Animosity. But boys will be boys, and God knows we don't have many around. So far, the sword has been enough to keep them in line.
All women should have a sword?
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that.
Give everyone swords.
Men too, but they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
Behold, point to my superstar expression. Her eyes meet yours, and suddenly she starts laughing. It's hoarse, as if she hasn't laughed in a while. So what do you think about it?
Sure. It looks as if you could face down any horror in the world with that same unchanging grin. It's like a shield.
Can I borrow the sword sometime?
No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I use to keep these animals in check. It would put me in an early grave.
So where are all the men folk?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Why if they're thick-headed?
Guess I enjoyed the way he bled.
Damn metal. Her expression doesn't change. It's hard to say if it's a joke.
If it is, then why the melancholy?
Where is he now?
Gone.
He disappeared? Sounds like a missing persons case.
It absolutely does not. We are not going to look for him.
Kim, we are already looking for another. We're looking for 2 missing husbands already. What's a third?
No. There's nothing to find. He's dead. Lost to the waves.
Oh, let her continue.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. A bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
It's healthy to let go and move on. Gotta keep the wheel spinning. Says I, who passed out from reading a love letter.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She glances at the village where two little kids are playing with what looks like rocks.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her.
Do it! Hit on the widow! It's the right thing to do!
Oh gosh, this is terrible. Alright, I'm gonna exit this real quick to complete our thought.
Humpty Dumpty Dum Center. You're at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating. An industry built on sprezzatura and sparkling wine. And, let's be honest, tax evasion schemes. The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center is the heart of this unholy symbiosis of aesthetics and tax optimization. And now that you've internalized it, you can have a piece too.
This is part of me being the art cop, except I'm the only proper critic allowed. Alright, back to our questions.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
I'm looking for someone, maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are
I'm
you
look-
looking for?
I'm looking for missing cryptozoologists.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
People who look for animals mainstream scientists deny exist.
Aha! Like snowmen.
I don't know about those. What are snowmen? Give me the lowdown.
Two old guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
Wait, the like?
Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men burning rhinos. You get the picture.
Oh, you're getting it. And it is gorgeous.
Where'd they go?
I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
A working class husband.
Yeah, I'm not really looking for that anymore. Not much into the middle class ones either. I could use some landed gentry. But apparently they don't make those anymore.
The husband isn't for me. I'm looking for him for his wife.
Wish I could help you with that, but I haven't seen your working class husband. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
She seems genuinely sorry for not being able to help you.
That's all the people I'm looking for right now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Oh? Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
What do you do around here?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insular Indian cuisine.
Is that enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
Interesting. What have you found?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
This place looks bad. Why don't you leave? The RCM could use a mine? I need to know about those human bodies. This place looks bad. Why don't you leave?
And go where? The fish are plentiful here and we get enough orders to get by. It's not great, but it's something.
I understand what you're saying. It could be worse elsewhere.
Exactly. I don't mean to complain about my sad, pauper life. We do manage all right. We're tough people here.
She would like to complain. She would like that very much. But she can't, and she won't. Though, has gotten her this far, and she's not giving it up.
So I take it that's your skiff? Ooh, suggestion. She needs to go on a date with another drunk badly, no. I take it that's your skiff.
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
That's my motor carriage in the sea, by the way.
Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
It's an installation. Very conceptual.
An installation? Us poor people are stupid and don't get installations. All I see is a heap of trash. This actually calls for a funeral, I think.
Code yellow. Philanthropist detected.
Christine, thank you so much for gifting the sub. You're a treasure. Thank you so much. You're suggesting we honor the carcass of my former motor carriage.
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
What an odd thought. Maybe I should.
Why odd? Our things are part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotvaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Alright, I'm in. But organizing a funeral takes a lot of time and effort.
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
It's a pity we don't get to do more frivolous side activities, like rejuvenate the doomed commercial area or...
Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example.
You like the Kupri funeral idea?
No, my suggestion is solo. Be seeing you. Alright, so I was asked to get signatures to build a commercial area by this shady crime boss, which I'm not gonna do, especially because one of the signatures is Lillian over there. Ledger of failure and hatred. Inland Empire +1 empathy, -2 authority. The -2 authority, though, I guess is set up by the boots.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of paper.
Slice the hidden drawer open.
Or sound. The two
Close the compartment. Okay. White envelope. Interact.
Take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Alright, interfacing. We'll do that in our room. Oh, thank you for redeeming the stretch, Christine. I'll get right on that. Oof, thank you so much. Let's talk to this lady. The washerwoman. The woman next to a bucket of clothes hums an odd melody. Her eyes are closed.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly Zigayan, also known as the Apricot Sujunti.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Lean forward.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Trouble? Say the second thing, Bratan. Shows you got style.
We're cops, we're hellraisers. Click, click, bang, bang. What he said, we don't cause trouble, we take care of trouble.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
Wait, I've been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there.
She points to the building behind her.
He was brooding. Needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him. and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
What kind of an ill omen are we talking about?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
I'm an ill omen, alright.
You're not. No one around here considers that an ill omen. People would have told us.
Maybe they are afraid.
Why? Because we're ill omens?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Where could someone stay around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
How much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
You're just giving it to me?
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
Okay, I'll take it.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
Aki appears from under her apron. She hands it to you.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room. Should he? This environment encourages one thing, and one thing only. Drinking.
Finally, you have those lamos of Martinez off your back, Bratan. This looks like a great place to bring chicks.
What is in this fishing village?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
What do you mean?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Who else lives in this village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east. But they are away right now. And then there's the drive. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
I met Lillian.
Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left. Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys.
Is there a way to make money around here?
Here, for you, no officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
There's gotta be something here. Tell me.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the Pox.
What's the pox?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinderblock houses. Shacks as far as the eye can see.
What happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
This place is pornographically poor.
The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance.
Riddles. Fits with the general ambiance here.
Aye. Sometimes it's as though I'm also gotten lost inside this nameless nothing.
Me too, lady.
Oh, it seems to be a common theme these days.
I think I'm in the process of finding myself again.
Isn't that what people always think when they are lost? something I can do for you to find your way, officer?
There's another topic I'd like to address.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore. The Ecclesiastes.
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
I get the feeling you're leaving stuff out. What else is going on?
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting, even through the night.
I must take my leave, sweetheart. Hope you got a good stream today. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. I love you too. Have a good rest of your day.
And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
Interesting. You could look into this ruckus if you have the time.
Looking into ruckuses is my specialty.
Perhaps the mysterious music is somehow connected to the case. A Rusalka or a half-demonic Apsara singing.
What else is on down the coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Which is it then? Apartments or electrical plant?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
Anything else of note?
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
Who'd want to come to a fish market?
No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what cat we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
That's it? There has to be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
She drops a bar of soap into the bucket with a splash. Tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant W. Freighter Harrier Dubois.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
Goodbye, I'm off. Can I talk to these Utes?
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
You must be Lillian's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Maybe there's some kind of reason why they're laughing. An interesting reason, somehow tied to the case.
What's so funny?
The boy stops laughing and looks at his toes. Oh, okay. So now he's shy. Now he's not talking, just wobbling around like he's afraid of something. You will never get an answer. That's how it is with these little idiots.
You guys look identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
Yep, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt.
You're bad with kids.
I am, yes.
Don't worry, everyone is. How about we do some police work now? We're not getting anything here.
Take care, kiddos. I'm off to do detective stuff.
You stop mid-step and put your hand on the garish necktie.
That bottle, Bratan! Just look at that bottle!
I don't really care about any bottle, horrific necktie. I don't want to look at it.
You should care. I'm getting a very special vibe from that bottle. Please go talk to him. I need to look at it closer.
Who are you, man in the tube? Grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away.
Don't you call her? Yeah. Don't call her.
I call whoever I want. Don't tell me what to do. I am the law. I am the law.
Right. You might have found one person who doesn't know you are the law. Given how drunk he is.
He mutters while trying to brush something off his extremely dirty trousers. His movements are slow and awkward. I'll call whoever I want. Don't tell me what to do.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk.
Who are you? What's your name? Where am I? What is this place?
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible.
Why shouldn't I call Abigail, whoever she is?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
Lean in.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
Tell me about your friends. Point to the others.
Don't you fucking call her. Hear me? Abigail?
I'm on an important official investigation. I demand you answer my questions.
There's no use in yelling at drunks. He's barely holding it together.
The drunk man starts coughing a really disgusting, hacking cough.
Don't call.
Slowly his head nods off to the side and he passes out, tongue dangling from his mouth.
There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
What about you, mustard outfit man?
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
Rosemary. He spreads his arms as if wanting to embrace you.
Does he actually know you? Or is he just shopkeep friendly?
What are you talking about?
So what do you want? I've got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I've got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 reals. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Oh, he's selling drugs. Good shit.
See? There it is, Bratushka. The spirit. Let's buy the spirit. 300 real is a lot, but this has to be done. It's our end game.
This is the mystery and the truth, and I need to buy that spirit. What if I don't want to listen to my necktie anymore?
Snap out of it, Bratan. This is no time for melancholy introspection. It's time to buy that spirit.
This is just another stupid drunk idea I'm having, and I'm attributing it to the necktie.
Bratan, you don't understand. It's not just another drink. This is what our relationship has been building towards all these years. This is the climax, the mystery, the virginal sigh. You have to buy it from him. Get it off him. Kill him if you have to. Our ultimate fate depends on it, and the fate of many worlds.
The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary, suspiciously.
Friends. Do we know each other?
Sure, friend. You know it.
Don't mind old Rosemary here. He's a buffoon. Let's have a word after your high-concept transactions. I'll give you the lowdown.
You're selling amphetamine and you just told me to my face?
By amphetamine, I mean speed.
I think you didn't hear me when I said I'm a police officer.
Sure did, buddy boy. That's why I said amphetamine. I mean speed. I mean amphetamine. I got both.
While the grand bourgeois in La Delta are so rich, they literally float above the law. This merry company crawls so far beneath. They too are rendered virtually untouchable. The beauty of extremities.
I might forget Lonesome Way Home. For Boat Collector. Yeah, that seems like that makes sense. Ciao maestro, che la già bien. Yeah, I like all of these. At some point we might have to ditch Fairweather and 15th Indo Tribe, but good shit for now. I do want to put more into empathy. I thought by speed you meant amphetamine.
Aye, what I said.
Right, got it.
Good, my man. Now what can I offer you?
Quite the business venture you have set up here.
Oh, the system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat in the backyard.
What do you mean?
You see, friend, man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor exquise, sold 2 to the fellows around here, and immediately invested the profit. Bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now, I've got everyone on my hook.
He spreads his arms and smiles a crooked, toothless smile.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Got a permit for this little shit show? Impressive entrepreneurship. You look like you're on your own hook, too.
Of course. It is what it is, you know. What it's always been. People, buddy boy. It's the people.
Why does the bottle of spirits cost 300 real?
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture.
Nod. Let him speak.
You know, it's funny, actually.
He bursts out laughing, then takes 3 gulps of his Pilsner and stares at you intently. What is?
What?
Keep him talking.
What do you mean, what? What did you think was funny earlier?
This guy.
Where did you get that bottle of spirits from?
Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office.
Are you drinking pure ethanol?
He ain't shitting you! Medicinal spirits are a blast, Bratan! The flaming truth of this joke of a world!
I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink.
He spits a nasty yellow clot on the ground before you.
Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
That's a good tip. I should remember it.
It really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of hell. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
How?
The idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead things. Quite 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Throw the snakes out and voila. What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7%, almost.
Yeah, baby, just down the pure ethanol.
Who I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
I think it will prove useful, yes.
3 real and it's yours, friend. The deal of a lifetime.
That's a much more reasonable price right there. Makes sense now.
Here's the money for the spirits.
Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend.
Bratan, I am so proud! Now, whatever you do, don't drink it! This deserves so much more than just regular oral consumption!
Huh?
Just wait for my sign. Keep it with you. Keep it warm. Keep it safe. Soon we will enter the other world.
Alright, Necktie. I'm trusting you.
Soon. Time will come soon. Have patience.
This is so batshit.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shop. But come back anyway.
He waves you off. Alright, man in the tracksuit, give me the lowdown.
Hey, tequila!
A 30-something man clad in the two-piece Lycra TM tracksuit puts down his Pilsner and extends his hand in greeting.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Shake his hand.
So what's happening?
Wait, tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the
I knew it. I'm Tequila
high
Sunset.
concept reality-based adventures proceeding?
We've met before, I see.
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you called someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street gang. Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset.
Oh shit. Let me just officially change my name to Tequila Sunset.
I like this guy. You should too. He respects you by calling you your true name.
I have re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will. I am the law.
That's the spirit. I used to shape reality into my image a long time ago. Those days are over now.
He looks at his shit-stained jacket with a grim expression.
Sadly, things aren't going as well given the Boom Spiral ban. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddy.
Takes a sip from his beer.
It did Doom Spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
What do you guys do around here?
We are saving the world.
He looks at his comrades.
Please don't go. Don't go. Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out.
Are you Judge Dredd? Hello, Ryan. Thank you for stopping by. How are you doing? No, I am the superstar art cop with a troubled past and a substance use problem. But that's besides the point.
So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
What is Tequila Sunset? You keep calling me that.
It's you. You're Tequila Sunset.
But how do you know?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
I don't, in fact.
No, you sure don't.
I don't.
Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
More than anything.
Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
Go ahead. Tell me. I must know.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man.
Wait, did we meet on Friday?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
He takes another sip, then continues.
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. By the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk.
Excuse you, piss-reeking drunk.
Word on the street is you went around the local hospital telling people that you're a police officer.
Oh no, this is so terrible.
If you shot yourself in the head, right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
This fucking game.
It is. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Kim, I'm so sorry. What happened then?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling.
I do.
Oh, yes, you do, Bratushka. The only thing better than that is putting the pedal to the metal after you kiss the tie. And off we go.
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
To catch you up, Ryan, apparently I tried to jump the canal and ended up crashing my car into the river. Naturally.
Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs.
I can't with this game. I love it so much.
The time hath come. So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things."
¿Qué?
¿Eso qué quiere decir? Que yo apliqué.
Okay, had to catch my breath there. Every word I said was true. Tequila Sunset will break the looms of reality.
Yeah, looms. Wow. Then you jammed the pedal and plowed right off the jetty and through the ice.
As one does.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster.
I can't breathe.
When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep.
Oof.
Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Listen. I can't breathe. Listen, Harry's a loser's name. I'm a superstar. In fact, do call me Tequila Sunset.
Yeah, I agree.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Wabashtolian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow. That's quite a story.
I have no words. Truly.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the region. You must be proud to work with him.
Please tell me I can just go reintroduce myself to everyone as Tequila Sunset.
If you only knew.
Did I tell you anything specific about this person? About this person that fucked me?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
We gotta open the door and let that bar. We gotta know.
No one's fucking. I ain't fucking around here.
I'm crying. I wasn't ready for this section.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Did I mention losing anything else besides my shit?
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy.
Oof.
In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Did I say anything about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
I'm not a hermit cop, I'm a superstar art cop. Fuck hermits. Hermit crabs, especially. Did we talk about politics?
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucking you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve.
Did you get a read on what kind of cop I was?
You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who cleared 501 cases.
As you've already determined, the actual number is 216. But what's a little embellishment between friends?
No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it.
I don't need to hear anymore.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Want to tell me another one sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Tell me how you became Idiot Doom Spiral.
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
With what?
You might get scammed here.
I have a feeling this is going to cost me a lot.
No. The reality of the situation requires a rather modest contribution. A little motivational package.
What do you need?
Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier. So, have you got anything for good old Idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
I don't have any on me right now.
Then I will see you again once you've procured some. Par exemple, my good friend Rosemary here sells all kinds of stuff.
All kinds, sir. Beer and wine.
Be seeing you.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
The legend. He's back. Bottoms up.
Give me a Pilsner.
Tequila Sunset.
He nods in appreciation. I brought you some booze. Will you tell me about your name now?
Of course. Drink first, story later.
Here, I've got a potent Pilsner.
Not much, but it will do.
He grabs the bottle from your hand and uncorks it immediately.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
One of the other bums interjects. Gurgles the near comatose man.
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder / junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Go on.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I call a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
How many people do you have working for you?
22 full-time employees, an all-star team. A potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
Did the jogging help?
It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
He says, thoughtfully brushing dust off his shit-stained pants. What happened?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
He shakes the bottle and makes a ringing sound.
His eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see. At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
How wet exactly?
Wet, okay? It was raining really hard.
There's a trace of derision in his voice.
I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
I would have landed on my feet. I've got feline reflexes.
No, you don't.
Whatever. The point is, reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
You've got to be shitting me.
I wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office.
So what happened next?
I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
He pauses meaningfully.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this.
I do see.
So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
Look on the bright side, you've got one hell of a story.
Yeah. Maybe I've exaggerated certain parts over the years. When you tell a story too often, it begins to take on a life of its own. But what matters is that it's true to my subjective experience. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Truly, he has the soul of an artist.
Why do you keep losing all your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece Lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
What was the name of your agency?
My agency. Now, the Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit.
Sounds intriguing. What say you, Articot? If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
Man, man, mixing high and low, commodifying culture, that is extremely my shit.
I know. It was fucking awesome. Too bad I went on a jog, unleashing a cascade of doom that washed it all away.
What's up with the tracksuit?
What? You've never seen 100% Lycra before? Go on. Feel that primo material.
The man extends his arm. Touch it.
Pretty nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly.
Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing two jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having touched it. Randomized trials have also found Lycra, TN, to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers. So you also have that to look forward to.
Joy.
And then there's the smell. But you don't even want to think about that.
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them anytime.
What about these other drunks?
My fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics? They're exactly what they look like.
Hey, tequila! You wanna buy some speed?
I'm already fast.
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. Remember?
I thought he was a cool cop.
I am the coolest cop.
Gurgling sound comes from the direction of the non-responsive man.
And yeah, you're already acquainted with abs. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together.
What's this about a lost jacket?
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my Lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila?
Wait, you're asking a police officer to help find the jacket you stole and then lost?
Yeah, exactly. You're here to serve, right?
Alright, sure. Where'd you lose it?
If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market.
That's a lot of places, man.
Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it.
Let me ask you something else.
What's in a...
Hey, Spiral Boy!
Shut up, guys. I was once a reasonable... So you don't...
Any more stories?
But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift. Cottonmouth is...
Alright, that's enough stories for today. Let's equip our bag. I want to go back up by the church. Looking back at you from the rust-colored water. You. school of fish huddle around the fence post and scatter in the dark. Before you, a drawbridge. Can only be lowered from the other side. Must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Painted with pastel, someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. I think I found the cryptozoologist. More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. A pole screwed into the thin ice keeps the tents erect. Trash from an unending party.
A pane of Eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be in.
What is this?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
Push the Eternite over.
Falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
We should ask that girl on the ice what's going on here.
The lieutenant gestures toward the young woman next to the tent. This is someone's home away from home. Can I go inside?
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Andre, squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, Ethings. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
It's okay, I'm hip with the Utes. Oh gosh, that laughing at Tequila Sunset just killed me. Canister is filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
There is definitely something futuristic about his hair. Aggressively so. You get the sense that this is what the future will look like.
Anything else I need to forget? I could open a thought cabinet, I guess. I should put more into empathy, I think. Let's start putting some into savoir-faire.
Imbecilic. Yes, should the future ever come, it will look deeply imbecilic, like this guy.
Shake his hand.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg!
He yells. The tape player high above his head continues to blast strange music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
That means they haven't set up a single one yet.
Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrod North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
No need, this place is a shithole.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it.
Enough histrionics, Andre. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Don't
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol. Strike that, the world! And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there were the worst kind.
Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch. I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dope heads and burnouts?
They're spooky.
What do you mean they're spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I'll look into it. Do tell more.
All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchanged giddy looks.
You mentioned some kind of Ecclesiastes owned the church. Who are these Ecclesiastes?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Mask it. Now humor me, Andre. What is the founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation.
And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericanassian Church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocentic system, no?
They sound like exactly the kind of people who would want loud dance music in their church.
You're right, they do.
He says without the slightest hint of irony.
The Pericanassian Church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericanassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance.
He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it.
Love is hardcore.
That it is, Egghead.
Unity. Unity.
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass, as if testing the waters.
I guess love can be pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
What's a posse?
Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cup posse. You look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse.
And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent.
No words, enjoy the beat.
Feels good.
You're right, how could the founding party be anything but enthusiastic? Dance music is about love.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassianism.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving.
Yeah! Let it out! Let the disco happen! Bring the disco into this world! Get this church shit on and then dance there, motherfucker!
What's the status of the church? I haven't gotten inside the building yet.
I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation. I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
What about the key?
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key. All right.
Reaction speed, be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies towards you. Oh no, my reaction speed is so low.
You sense
Yes.
the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic, the object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left.
Catch it.
Ka-ching! The key hits your heart. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Thanks, man. Play cool.
The speed freak nods to you. A respectful nod. You prove the sucker.
How long have these people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
This is cool. Taking initiative like this is proper citizen behavior, and I endorse it.
Thank you. We just thought it was the right thing to do.
Other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly are these people locked inside?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
Better safe than sorry. Anything more you can tell me?
Yes. There's also the machinery.
This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
I assume they accidentally locked in the cryptozoologist in the church.
One of them wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it. Andre, tell him about the feeling. Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark. No, the other one. Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Ed. Felt like silence. Awful silence.
For this man, even regular silence is awful enough. But that was something great.
But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone that we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kind of it.
What was that about something watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know? It wasn't quite human. You know what I mean?
Not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means?
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
A crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
You mean a spider?
It was stalking itself, exhibiting ambush behavior.
Oh, crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls.
Ambush behavior. Crab man.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there. You should ask her about it. It'd be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
Oh, I wholeheartedly believe in the crab man.
The implications of this are too numerous to consider. Proceed with caution. Learn all you can before entering that dark building. There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
What can you tell me about this machinery?
You should talk to Lloyd about that. I just got a distinct burnout and don't head sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
How can you be sure they're burnouts and dope heads if you haven't seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
This is a below feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire.
Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers. Don't let all that technology fool you. Where do you think the drugs come from?
The gesture is super futuristic. Goes well with his spike imbecile hair.
Alright, let's talk about something else.
Sure. What?
I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah, yeah. Good to have, bits to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
And it's distilled, too.
Oh. It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
Alright, enough of that.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Logic, godly. Yeah, I mean, my logic is... No, my logic is just 4. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. Let's see if we can...
We'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah.
Alright, let's check with Egghead.
With peroxide blonde hair, holds up a Harman Welsh tape player.
Is it? You're just gonna keep saying it's hardcore, aren't you?
Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking path, you think? The young man.
This is hardcore. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All core! All right! Yep!
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
He lets out an agonized roar over the feeblish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. So hardcore! It is!
What is it? I mean, really.
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl.
Feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy, so that things get totally transcendent. But you haven't gotten there yet.
I was thinking that too.
I am the mic enforcer. I am the chip checker. Yeah!
We'll come back to him later.